So what I've been thinking about a lot recently is being divided in my interests, in my philosophies, in the things that I want to do. And I talk a lot about purpose, talk a lot about having a direction in life. And here I find myself uncertain many times. And I make these videos to give myself a record of my progression. To a degree, they're a journal, a vlog, the progression of my soul as Tarab, as someone that wants to do big things and accumulate some sort of power in society. Hopefully, in the future, this will be a record of what a human soul can achieve in one lifetime. But I'm always interested in so many different things. I love having a variety of different things to do. And I've found very few people that are interested in that type of approach, that want to consistently push the boundaries and be in a positive state of mind, be in a state where we're actually satisfied. Because it feels like a lot of the time you're kind of being dragged all over the place. When you have a couple different hobbies, when we try to divide our time, sanction it, it can seem incredibly overwhelming. Because every half an hour of the day now becomes an opportunity cost. Which I suppose is a good way to probably look at life, but it can stifle satisfaction by virtue of not being genuinely sure that if you're doing one thing, that is the way that you should be spending your time. Some of the things that I like to do, give you some insight on my life. I'm a painter. I love creating visual artwork. I'm a musician. I love creating auditory artwork. I am a YouTuber. I am a brand starter. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a dentist. I'm a real estate investor. I like to cook. I work out every day. There's probably a couple things I'm missing, but the point is, there's a lot that I want to do in my life. And I think when we are unsure that type of philosophy can actually last and get us to where we want to go, it can seem very daunting. For instance, if you spend the majority of your time doing one thing as a specialist, you will get there very fast. In fact, some of the people that I follow on Instagram, people that I respect a lot, have told me, listen, just focus on this one thing, get that thing, get really good at that thing, and watch the opportunities unfold in front of you. If you are constantly at flux, trying to figure out how many different things you can fit into one period of time, the philosophy of every day is a lifetime, thus I should do everything every day, then inevitably the goals, the checkpoints, are going to be much further apart. But they might be a nice culmination of a couple of different things that we enjoy doing. So in some ways, they can be even more deeply satisfying than getting quicker checkpoints based on only a partial view of ourselves, only a partial incorporation of our soul. So I find myself thinking about this a lot. You know, where is it in life that you can finally sit and be happy with the things that you do? And it always comes down, the answer is always, how do you feel, Tarab? How do you feel? Are you uplifted? Are you providing people with inspiration? Are you having cool conversations? Are you smiling? Are you healthy? Do you feel healthy? You know, all these questions come to mind. It's like, yeah, for the most part, yeah. You know, there are moments and days that are difficult, and there are times when I don't want to do some stuff, but I know that when I do it, I feel really good, and I know that despite it being disjointed, that for some reason I am scratching itches that need to be scratched. I'm trying to live my best life. I really am. And if that means that I need to sacrifice some efficiency in order to make every day a lifetime, in order to become the person that I want to be, then perhaps the fastest way to get somewhere is slowly. I don't know. I'm sure if you're watching this video and you've made it to this point, there are probably things in your life that you wonder, if you're doing them every day, where are you going? What is the end goal? What are the things that we want out of that one consistent action? And I think a lot of the satisfaction that comes with those things are actually just momentary. Like, in that moment, in that day, it feels damn good to do that thing. And I think that should be the peak experience. I think ideally we should be so mindful about the thing that we're doing that the moment we do it, we get the nth degree goal of doing it. Meaning it's just an infinite reflection of the larger thing. That is currently my hypothesis on trying to make this this disjointed life, seem like a piece of art or an intentional equation. To be satisfied with how segmented it is, and to sit in each of those segments and think to myself, this thing's awesome. This thing's awesome. You know? Mindfulness, perhaps, is the buffer to feeling like you're going a bunch of different ways, because you're allowed. We're allowed to do that. We're allowed to have that life, to go and do all these different things. We have that freedom. That's why we work so hard to get that freedom. And then we get here, and I get here, and I think to myself, oh my goodness, I'm overwhelmed by my own philosophies. I do say stress is good. And I do know that it'll make me stronger. So I will continue. And I hope this gives you something to think about too, because at the end of the day, this YouTube channel, the stuff that I'm doing on social media in general, it's like kind of about me. Like, obviously my face is on everything, but really it's like I want it to be something larger. I want it to be something where people can feel it, you know, from far away. And to a degree, I've been decent at that in my life, I think, in making people feel cared for, and like having a moment that they can really remember, or a feeling that they can associate with me. But when it comes to technology and kind of larger groups, I tend to become more introverted, in the sense that I don't reach out and create these kind of like easy to grab moments for my community, because I personally work so hard to get moments for myself that I feel like they should be deserved, or like opportunities for myself. Anyway, lots of food for thought. And I hope this gives you a moment to realize that, like, no one's got this shit figured out, man, woman, them, like, and we should be glad of that, because if we had it figured out, it wouldn't be fun. Check out this video if you have a second. It's an old one I made. Definitely an old one I made. It was from the past. It's right here. Check it out. Actualize your potential, my friend. The world needs you. Take care.